Hey guys, in this video I'll be showing you the journey of my hardcore world from day 100 to 200. And in case you missed the first episode of 0 to 100, I got quite a lot done. So I'll give a recap of that real quick, and then we can begin the journey. Alright, so here's the recap of day 0 to 100. Basically, I spawned into the world, and about an hour or two later, the dragon was dead. I had an elytra, enchanted armor, and enchanted golden apple. Pretty basic start, I'd say. And then, on day 20, I broke some bedrock above the nether cords of the end portal. And a bit later, I built a house above that portal. Then on day 50, I killed the wither, and then I got bored of living in a house, so I became homeless again, and made a new base called the city. I built a whole bunch of farms here, and sometime during that, I caught my first pet, named Mr. Cube. And then I built some more farms, and now we're at day 100. I definitely recommend watching that video first, but anyways, let's get into it now. Alright, leaving off from day 101. I made a bunch of major improvements to my wool farm, and I kind of ran out of storage pretty quickly because I was making a ton more. I also improved my honey farm and the mob farm just by torching up the area and getting glass bottles. At day 102, I AFK'd at my mob farm for quite a while, just 3 Minecraft days. And then on day 105, I got an Unbreaking 3 villager. I was basically breaking all my gear, so kind of needed it. On day 106 to 110, I gathered mostly all of my resources to make my first mega project, I'd say, which is what I call a supersonic world eater. And I'll get more onto that later, I guess. I also completed the honey farm and got a whole bunch of more bottles for it, as if the first gathering wasn't enough. I also improved the slime farm, which will be complete soon, because I need lots of slime right now. I also made a rail farm, which I would later realize is super overpowered. On day 113, my slime farm is complete. For now, at least. Also, to improve the farms, I lit up nearby caves again. And on day 115, just a few days after making a rail duper, I banned it for being too overpowered. I don't need to be cheaty, I could just use real Minecraft. Day 116, my slime farm is completely 100% done, and making so much slime that I don't even know what to do with it. And then I AFK'd as long as I could at it for like 5 days, so that was useful. And on day 121, I was finally able to start the Supersonic World Eater. Just 2 days later of building 123, the Supersonic World Eater first slice is complete. I wrote in my book that it's easy as 123 because it took 123 days, but I'm not funny. I'm gonna cut this out of the video, right? On day 125, I found a mesa, and that's about it. And day 126, I got all of my materials to make a tunnel bore. I would be building this in the nether for nether quartz and ancient debris. Just a day later, I built it, and it was completely done, and making me a bunch of quartz and stuff. Yay. On day 130, I got all of my materials needed for a raid farm, and I also found a second pillager outpost by accident. It just happened to be in a great spot, and I liked it. On day 132, just 2 days after starting, I finished the raid farm, and oh my god, is it overpowered. I got 2 totems in like 3 seconds, and then a stack of emeralds. It was insane, actually. And just 1 day later, on day 133, I popped my first totem. Not sure how I did it. I probably just jumped off a cliff and wanted to use a totem for fun, but I don't know. Silly lambs. On day 135, I started work on a tree farm. I had no need for this because there's I've linked multiple forests to my base by now, but I felt like making one anyway. It'd be nice, I guess. And while building it on day 138, I actually made an error which caused the TNT duplicator to just keep going as fast as it could, and it almost blew the entire thing up. Thankfully, it only broke a few blocks, so I was able to salvage it. And one day later, day 139, the tree farm is complete. And now begins the time that I need a crap ton of bone meal. Like, an actual ton. I think I got a double chest of bone meal just for a temporary storage for the tree farm, but my mob farm is making a ton of bones, so I'm pretty good on that. And on day 141, I make a good bow. Day 143, I made a super important advancement for this run. I already have lots of advanced farms. I've enchanted netherite and diamond. I have an elytra. I've broken bedrock. But today, I got the achievement getting an upgrade. Yeah, it took me this long to make a stone pickaxe. It's the most useless thing ever, but found it funny. Day 145, I go from making a stone pickaxe, and 2 days later I'm making 12 end crystals. And then I decide to kill 3 dragons on the next day. Actually, for the second dragon I was fighting, I just went AFK for 12 minutes middle of the fight and made a meme out of it because the Ender Dragon is so pathetic. I thought I should just do it. Yeah, technically that means I made an Ender Dragon farm, but not really. Day 150. It was a peaceful milestone. I decided I could obtain a bunch of redstone, because why not? And I also discovered a Gamma 5. Now I'm able to see in the dark, and not be terrified of literally everything. It's a good improvement. On day 151, I started a sugarcane farm, and that's about it. 4 days later, on day 155, I removed my shore sugarcane from the city, because it looked terrible and it wasn't doing me any good. Anyways, I have that sugarcane farm now, so that should be supplying me with a lot. On day 157, I expanded the AFK room, and Mr. Cube is no longer homeless. I mean, he's been homeless for at least 70 or something days now, so it felt right to do that. On day 158, I finished the sugarcane farm. Now I have sugarcane. And I started work on a gravity duper farm. Basically, that's just using an end portal to duplicate gravity blocks like sand, red sand, gravel, and concrete powder. Day 160, I used shrooms to remove an end portal, the strongest block in the game. And day 162, I completed the entirety of the gravity duper, at least for the overworld side. I think I had to work on the end still, because it's just falling into the void and I'm gonna crash my computer. On day 165, my sugarcane farm was more complete than complete, which didn't make sense when I wrote it, but I felt like it anyway. I also needed a name tag, so instead of trading with all my villagers, I just decided to go fishing, which did not work at all. On day 168, I added anti-raid and an egg farm to my city. Anti-raid is basically just putting a friendly pillager in a box, and if a raid tries to spawn there, there's already a raider there, so it believes that the raid is already going, and then it'll despawn, like, later. It's pretty cool. On day 169, I realized I've 8 Nautilus shells in my storage. I don't know where I got them from, or when I got them, but I decided to use them. So I went on and got a Heart of the Sea, and hence I made my first conduit. I had no reason of making this, and I had no use for it, but I felt like it anyway. On day 172, I greatly improved the gravity farm, so it should actually make a lot of stuff now. And then 2 days later, I got all of the dyes and made them concrete powder. Now I could duplicate any concrete powder I want of any color and get a ton of it. Now I could start building! Yay! On day 173, while I was looking for just a few pieces of gravel, I found a desert temple. I thought I already looted it, but when I went inside, that was not the case. All the chests were bad except for one. One was good. But that good one was really good, for it had 2 god apples in it. I had tried to do math, and there was apparently a 1 in 4... No, not 1 in 4,000, that's insane. 1 in 1,480 chance of that per chest. That's pretty lucky, so I was pretty excited at the time. As of right now, I don't care because I don't think I'm ever going to use an enchanted golden apple. Like, they're so overrated. Unless you don't have totems and you're in like a 1v1 to the death or something. Oh and yeah, at the end of the day I finally found some gravel. Day 177, I finally do a proper mining trip. Except for this time I'm using a supersonic world eater instead of strip mining. This day alone, I got 365 redstone, 16 diamonds, I blew up a dungeon, and I got a bunch of other normal materials. Nice. And then day 179, I got all of the materials needed for a concrete converter. Because although having an infinite amount of concrete powder is nice, I also want it to be actual concrete instead. And day 183, it was complete. The concrete converter is done. I mean, technically all you need is 2 water sources and a pickaxe, but I didn't feel like it. That's too much work. I'm crazy. Jeez. On day 184 to 185, I do an end raid because I want more shulker boxes. I already have plenty enough for myself right now, but I felt like getting more anyway, so I found 4 end cities, 1 elytra, 15 shulker shells, and a lot of other normal end city loot. On day 186, I officially named my base to Minerva City as a tribute to my other place, or my other city, which I have in a different server. I don't expect to live here forever, but it is my starting city, so I'll live here for quite a while. Probably. Unless if I'm crazy, which I probably will be. Also, I found ancient debris by accident while looking for soul sand in a soul sand valley. I don't know how I did that, but I did. On day 187, I got all the materials needed for a wither rose farm. Well, for the most part. I just needed 3 wither skulls, and then I'd be good. So on day 188, I did the Skull Rush 2, as if the first one wasn't enough. This time, I found a soul sand fortress, and although it was at like 1,000 blocks away, I just felt like using it as my main fortress anyway. So in that single day, I got 3 wither skulls and 4 diamonds from the fortress. Man, this run is really lucky apparently. I'm not dreaming, please, no. Yeah. On day 190, I started work on a wither rose farm because I wanted to build a wither skeleton farm. And I'd use that for some other stuff, and that goes on. On day 194, the Wither Rose farm was finally complete, although I'm going to add more water to the end island to spawn-proof it and make it better. So on day 196, I felt like bombing out that fortress I was just using for fun, and then I nearly blew myself up on day 198. Thank God I was holding a totem or I'd be toast. And finally, day 200, the next milestone of this journey. I blew up the entire fortress. and that fortress is now completely dead and blown up. Other than just destroying a fortress, I just decided to chill the entire day. Hey guys, this is Lance from the future here. Thanks for watching the video, and I finally caught up to where we are in the hardcore world. So the next few videos will be really fun because I won't be looking back at what I've made like a while ago. I'll be making a whole bunch of new fun stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!